Wicked, 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 wicked. Wicked tones, you know.
I talked about it before, and I saw it again this morning. Like you can't escape it on social media, and it's not really a knock on people. I don't mean to like badmouth people or insult them necessarily, but it's just like we could do so much better as a community, and like the way we promote bodybuilding and the way we like help the people that are coming up in bodybuilding or just getting interested in it or are fans of the sport who are looking to like attain like the success of, say, their idol, like a Bumstead or like a, like a Valier or whatever, and they want to ascend to these heights, or like Nick Walker, even like guys like top guys, right? They want to ascend to like the level these guys are at, and all the information that they're fed, not necessarily by those guys, but just guys in the top of the sport. They're fed this idea that perpetuates this whole notion of weight is everything. Like when you come in the gym, every time you come in the gym, you need to hit a PR. PR should be not in a bodybuilder's vocabulary. That should not be in your vocabulary. That is a powerlifting term. You stole it from powerlifting. It's powerlifting based. It's the point of their sport is to get PRs. It's not in bodybuilding. PRs mean nothing in bodybuilding. They don't flash on the screen like we said when you're competing. It doesn't add or subtract from your score to show. It has nothing to do with your sport. Like getting strong in bodybuilding is a byproduct of bodybuilding. You will naturally get stronger. This whole idea that you have to push this notion of progressive overload strictly with weights increasing is going to be a detriment to the development of bodybuilders in the future, because these guys are, like I was alluding to earlier, there's all these videos out now. You see like your favorite bodybuilder, Bodybuilder A, is putting out a video every week or every set schedule. He puts out a video. It's like insane arm day, insane chest day, I almost died on legs today. And you watch these videos. I don't watch them, I skim through them, as I want to see what your idea of insanity is, or like hard training is. And I just skim through it, and I'll like, okay, we're on leg extension, let's say. Okay, 3-4 sets, yeah. Okay. And it's like talk. Then let's go to a hack squat. Set, talk. Set, talk. So in the whole time we've been watching, it's a 20-minute video at this point, 15-minute clip. You've done 2.5 minutes of actual work. And you've done 4 exercises or 3 exercises. What the fuck are you talking about? How is that insane? The simple fact that you can be talking to the camera and talk in between and have these like long conversations between sets, to me, and my opinion of training, does not like allude to that being fucking insane. If it's insane, you shouldn't even fucking be aware of the camera. The ugly faces you're making should be caught, and that should be the only evidence of how hard you're training. Like guys rolling on the ground. Not to say every workout you need to be rolling on the ground, but like you're in the set and you're working and you're like breathing hard, like, and like by the time you're recovered a bit, it's time to go again. It's not like, oh, I just feel like doing some hacks today. Or like today I'm gonna press 5 plates on the fucking prime press here and just take it easy between sets, you know what I mean? It's like, the kids watching that, now that's their idea of insane training or heart training, but they don't realize that bodybuilder A, who's showing them this, their idol or whatever, has behind him, so he's here today training in front of you, he has behind him 20, 15 years of training. That's brought him up to this level of having this amount of muscle and being this guy that's standing in front of you, telling you what to do. But if this guy here, if you talk to him back there, his idea of insane is completely different. So you'd probably want to talk to the guy back there at the beginning and get his opinion of what it takes to get to where he's going, right? Not the guy who like has 260, 50, 40 pounds of muscle on him and can stimulate by doing barely anything, and like the body keeps responding because it has this foundation behind it that's so big and so strong and so dense with muscle. It doesn't take a lot to get things firing and get things moving. If they want to take a step above that, they're going to need to like get out of that rut of this bullshit training style where it's like super slow and I'm tired, like make sets look hard on video, like do a tricep extension and squeeze out a few extra reps and slam the weight down, like, oh. It's like if you have to tell me it was a hard set, it wasn't. It should be obvious that it was. Like, it should be like, man, that doesn't look good. Things are falling apart, right? Because he's like grinding out sets or pushing up weights, and dying, or someone's pulling it off of him, or whatever it might be, right? I almost feel bad for these guys, because they don't want to. They're afraid to break out of that mold of like every video, every time I'm on camera, it has to be an event. Like if I thought that way, I'd never have anything to say. I'm boring as shit. Like I'm just telling you guys what I think works for me or what doesn't work for me, or like little tips and tricks. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but people seem to be gravitating towards it because it's like stuff they haven't heard before. And I'm not doing anything special. I'm just telling people stuff that helps them with their lifting. It's not like, ooh, look at me lift, take what you want from it, but just keep looking at me lift, because that's the most important thing. And then these people try to emulate something, but they don't even know what they're emulating, because you haven't told them how you're doing your sets, like what kind of grip you're using, where you're putting your tension. Like you becoming a better bodybuilder while you're doing this is possible, because then you can start to think like, yeah, I do pec deck every day, but how do I do pec deck? Because I've never thought about it. Like if I had to explain it to this guy over here, he's never done pec deck before, and I had to explain it to him. That's how you should be approaching your training. Like, where are you putting your weight? Is your weight on the back pad? Are you leaning forward off the back pad? Are your feet grounded? Where's primarily where's my tension? Is it in my hands? Am I holding it in my traps? Am I holding it on my lats? These are all things that if you're hyper aware of, you can change the littlest little nuance from it and make it into a whole different lift, hitting a whole different area of the muscle you're trying to stimulate, or accentuating it more, right? Not necessarily hitting it more than the rest of the muscle. You're just able to lock on to that portion better, right? So I just really hope that bodybuilders and fitness girls, whether it's bikini or whatever, like I don't have much to say about wellness girls. They train like absolute monsters. And like so do women's physique girls. I'd put my money on women out training men nowadays. Like I'd put all my money on it. If it was like set for set, rep for rep, like pound for pound. Like obviously she's not squatting 800 pounds, but she might squat 225, whatever it is. But the intensity and the vigor behind the workout, I would bet women train harder nowadays. Because men are just like sitting back on their laurels being like, oh, I'm big, muscular, sitting down. Like I get some people to train and they train with me, and it's not a knock on these people. I'm not insulting you if you've trained with me and done this, but you'll come to the session and you'll die. And it's, in my eyes, not a hard workout. And that's not to like shit on you. It's just my reference point of what hard is probably unfathomable for you. Like I've trained so hard that I literally can't get off the ground. I can't get off the floor in the gym after legs. I have to lay there for an hour just to bring my heart rate down and like not feel like I'm gonna fucking vomit when I stand up, or like just have my legs even start working again. That's not a positive thing to do all the time, but like my frame of reference is very different than yours, right? So, and it goes to show you like these people that come to train who are like quote unquote like in shape or have lots of muscle or high level, their intensity is always lacking. There's only been one person, maybe two people that I've trained in this last time that I've been here and doing all this stuff that I've literally been like, yeah, they got it. Like that's what it is right there. Like that's how it should be. And everyone else is just like, we're bringing you up to that level, but you're not there yet, right? And it's like, I just wish bodybuilders would like when they do videos, talk to people about the nuances of bodybuilding more. Like take the approach that I'm taking and other guys like me are taking, where it's like, if you're some monster dude, let's say you're Nick Walker size and you're just an absolute beast, a freak, probably future Mr. Olympia, like these guys, everyone of course likes to see that shit. They're like, man, this dude's a monster. Even I like to see that shit. It's amazing to watch this dude, right? But it's like, he and guys like him could also make a lot of waves and could help a lot of people by being like, okay guys, I know when you normally do this chest press, you guys just get in there and like rip it, but like let's understand, like we got to lock down on our mid back. Or him or someone else like him, I prefer to like lock down on upper back more, so I can really drive around my upper pec. Like these little nuances that you don't think matter to people, but they make all the difference in the world, right? So if I show someone a hand position on a back pull or a hip position, and those people do that, that can change their whole way of lifting. because they start to engage and feel things, and then they understand from that little change that they can create all this different momentum in their lifting, right? They can create a new style. These two are going crazy right now. Yeah, but it's like, I just think that it's almost like these guys who make videos and guys that are very popular, they're not, some of them aren't necessarily being themselves, and they could do with being themselves, because people are more interested in that, right? You don't have to be a caricature of yourself. You don't have to be like on film every time I come on film, like I'm walking around and I'm like, hey, so yeah, today guys, you know, we're really gonna hit this hard, you're gonna, like, you know what I mean? It's like, if you're not like that, don't be like that. That's corny shit, people see through that. But no one walks around like that, very few people. The only person I can honestly say who is the same as he is on camera as off camera is Antoine. That is Antoine. Antoine on camera is Antoine you meet in the gym, walking down the street at yoga, whatever he's doing. That is Antoine to a T, right? But everyone else, I haven't met a lot of people, but it's just like, it's coming across, especially these TikTok fucks. Like, it's like you're on this camera, like, this is your bicep. Here's what we're gonna do for it. It's just like, is everyone mentally ill or mentally retarded that you're speaking to? Like, they're just sitting there like, bicep? Like, now I feel better about it because you were so excited about it. Now I'm excited about it. It's like, this bicep training is going to be great. Like, it's like, they have such a great platform, bodybuilders and people in the fitness industry. Like, just be real with people, man, and like tell them what it is, and don't think you have to cater to like, oh, like when I first started, when I got on, people are like, you know, you need to engage with people. You need to comment on their posts, and you need to do this, and then you get run off and this and this. I don't do any of that shit, because I don't want to do that shit. If I have something to say, I'll say it, but I'm also going to aimlessly go through Instagram, double tapping. I see these people, they don't even look at the picture. Like, it could be like a picture of a boot, and they're like, oh, I like that. I'm like, you like that for what? Like, what the fuck? Be a little selective about what the shit that you give credit to or you like, right? It's like, I can probably count on like 2 hands the amount of times I've commented on a post. Like, probably 1. It's just like these kids like watching all this stuff of how you should be. So you should be like this on social media. And then you should like follow this workout because this guy does this workout. It's like, no, do your own shit.
Yeah.
Take bits from this guy, from that guy. Hell, even see like a bikini girl compete. Watch how she does her glute work and be like, man, I think that will work for me. Obviously, I don't look as good as that, but like, let's see if that helps my glutes, right? So it's like, you can take stuff and pull stuff from everywhere and just make your own style and then become your own person. It's just like everyone seems to want to just be the next so-and-so. Or this guy's funny on camera and does all this crazy stuff. That's my recipe for being, no, but that's his shit. It's like, I can't be Antoine. No one can be Antoine. Antoine's Antoine. And for me to get on camera and be like, I'm crazy too. Whoa, you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna happen. It's like, so just do your thing, and bodybuilders, just, you know, be conscious in your videos that like, maybe this, I understand this whole idea of clickbaiting. We've probably done it a little bit, and like, people do it just to get people interested in the video, but like, don't claim insane workouts when they're not. It's a horrible thing to do, because you're a liar. 2, you're setting an example for people of what intensity level they should be at, and it's way below it. Especially because they're not at the strength level you're at, most of them, right? You have to understand your audience and who's watching you and who's trying to emulate you. And that'll make a big difference on how you're speaking to the camera and what advice you're giving, right? So that's all I have to say about that. That was longer than the last time.
Oh. What is your shirt say?
Tattooed and successful. These guys sent me a bunch of gear.
That's nice. I like that.
We got a lot of gear, so I appreciate them. And
Any collabs?
I guess they assume that I'm tattooed and successful, but I'm really just tattooed and unstable. So that's gonna be I'm gonna make that my collab with them. Tattooed and unstable.